Hello everybody, good day to you. Welcome back. We return to the 1995 Ford F350 full-size cargo storage and working van. We don't know the mileage because the odometer does not work. I just got some parts in the mail. Oh, wrong key. Wrong ignition key. There we go. Just got some parts in the mail. Loud noises. Customer states that the front shock absorber has broken off of the vehicle. There it is. That right there, not okay. That's a broken shock absorber. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna swing this thing on into the shop, get it up on the rack. We're gonna pull those front wheels, take a look at the front suspension. I have some front shock absorbers here. We're not going to do the rears because those have already been replaced about a year or so ago. We're going to go back into drive. There we go. So let's get this thing in the building, on the rack, set up, ready to go, disassembled, and we're going to pull those front suspension shock absorbers off of the vehicle. So stay tuned because this is going to be a very good video. Opening the hood. All right, that looks good. We got her on the rack. She's centered. Powering down. Alrighty, we've got the rack set, both sides, all the way around. Set up over here, looking good. Green subscribe button on the big lift. Moving on up. We need lifts. Ascend. All right, I'd say that's about right. Let's set her down on the locks for some safety. There we go. A little more, there we go. Nice and safe. Okie dokes. Next up, let us pop off these hubcaps. Bing. And we can pull the wheels off and get a better look at that front shock absorbing system. Let's see here. We're gonna need some pry bar for this one. I choose this one. Medium pry bar. All right, hubcap. Let's get you out of there. Bing. Got it. Unbolting time. Wrong socket. Let's try a 22. That last one was a 21. Get on there. It's probably actually a 7/8. This truck's too old to be metric. Ring. Bing. There we go. Oh, wow. Look at what I spy with my little eye. I can see the internals of the tire. It's not okay, look at that. Okay, it is at this time that I reiterate my recommendation to replace the rubber on this particular Vanagon right here. It's not okay. Yeah. Wouldn't put those on a wagon. But that's just me. I'm super safety when it comes to tires. Because that's all you got between you and the road. Okay, so now we have a little bit of access in here. We can see that this shock absorber definitely broke off. It looks like the probably the washer that locks in the upper mount on the other side over here just kind of broke and stripped out. The nut is still left over. It's been there for a while because the spring's been jammed into the shock here. Yep, it's been up down here too. No matter. All we're gonna do is go down there, unbolt this guy, bolt the new ones in. We'll repeat procedure on the other side and then go from there. Let's see, parts. Motorcraft, there we go. Got them. 2 front Motorcraft shocks. These appear to be the OEMs. That's what my my sources tell me. Part number ASH822. Shock absorber. Let's unbox these units. See what we've got to work with here. See what we get in there. Wow, that's a dull blade. It won't even cut through cardboard tape. Not okay. Yep, nothing special. Hey, look, what do you know? They didn't give me any hardware. That's fantastic. There's no hardware in here. which ironically is exactly what I need. Look at that, no bushings. No, man, see, that's why people don't like to buy OE parts, because you get incomplete stuff. Now I need to go order more stuff. Okay. Alrighty, so I have ordered from the Dorman help shelf what they say is the bushings. I'm slightly concerned that the ones that are listed are going to end up being these bushings right here. So we'll see how that works out. In the meantime, let's get some lube on our hardware here, and we can go ahead and take these shocks off and get this thing apart. Let's get that one up there sprayed real quick. There we go. Okay, so this will be the easy side since it's already halfway off. You have to spin off this one nut right here. It should be good to go. Unclickage. No power tools. I can't get in there due to these goofy angles. So we just gotta wrench this off by hand the old school way. It's coming off though. No matcher. No problem. Minimize difficulty with gravity. I had butterfingers. Oh, that was easy. Came right out. Look at that. Bushing is destroyed. Junk. Alrighty, so we've got our new shock coming in. No hardware as of yet. I'll work on that later on. Let's just get this guy over its stud, bolted on, and then we'll disassemble the driver's side. So far, this is gonna be kind of easy. I lost my wrench. There it is. I found my wrench. Let's get this guy on. Squeaky. And clickages. All right. Okie dokes. Let's move over to our left here a little bit, and we'll get this other side disassembled. I take it that my lubricant has had sufficient time to saturate the incline plane and remove all of the oxidation. Let's find out. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's turning. Now this one's going to be a little harder because of the stud up at the top. There's not much clearance up there to get that apart. Shoo. It's going to be close quarters combat from here on out. Where's me pry bar? So this axle over here is wanting to fall down a little farther than its current position, and when I get this shock off, it's going to jostle. And you guys are going to experience that, and it's going to shake you around a little bit, but have no fear. You're not going to fall out. At least you shouldn't. Hope you don't. There. Come off. Seriously? A little more. There we go. You fell out. Alright guys, take a look at this right here. I hope you can see in there. There is a boatload of rust up on that stud. You guys see that stud right there at the top of the shock? It's like, it's right in the back, pointing my finger at it under that loop. See, yeah, there you go, now you can see. That's pretty nasty. I'm gonna have an extremely hard time getting that nut to come off, especially considering that I can't reach it. So I've made the executive decision. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this coil spring out, and we're just gonna chop that shock absorber off. That way I don't have to fight with it, because I don't want to fight with it, and I'm not going to. I choose violence today. Now I'm not saying that's the best idea all the time, but sometimes. Coil spring unclick. Yeah, set that down. Now I got unlimited access to the shock absorber, and I'm just gonna chop that thing off right there if I can. Okay, hang on, we're going back to the other side before we chop this thing out. A couple reasons. Number one, I need a 4-inch cutoff wheel, which I don't have. And number two, I just had some bushings arrive. So now we can go ahead and put that passenger side back together. So let us circumnavigate the van and get this shock absorber back in position. Real easy, like, I'm gonna throw a bushing on it, put that in position, and we can see the axle is kind of hanging a little low right now because the only thing that really locates this axle is the shock absorber. So what I'm probably going to have to do is just get a ratchet strap and connect it up to here, and then we'll connect it like down here on the stud. Just ratchet strap this piece of the I-beam axle upwards as we guide the shock into its little hole in the bracket, and that'll help to secure everything. At that point, I can put the other bushing on, the washer, and the nut, and then tighten this shock down, and that will secure the axle on the passenger side over here. So here, let's take our ratchet strap, one of them, hook that on right there, and then the other side, I'll just loop that in like right there. Let's pull the slack out of it. And now I can lift this axle in a controlled and safe fashion. Just like so. Yep, coming on up. Okay, so the spring is almost back in position. Let's just give that a push. And then a couple more clicks up. There we go. Slippage. Spring slippages. Okay, this looks good. Now I realize you guys can't really see what I'm doing back there because it's, like I said, close quarters combat. I apologize for that, but the situation is what it is, so I can do nothing about it. Those washers that they gave me with these bushings were kind of thin, so I doubled them up and I put in 2. So now all I got to do is get back there with a 14, tighten down that nut, and then this side will be complete here. Here, let's get after it with a 14 mil 1/4 inch drive with a flex head ratchet, except it's a 15. Fail. No worries, I have a 15 as well. Switch it out. This is why I like the flex ratchets. See that? I can follow the contours of its body line with the flex head. But if I didn't have a flex, I could only like move it maybe this much. But now I can move it this much. And that's good. And I'm babbling. Ramble, ramble, Babylon. This is kind of going to be a little tedious and annoying. I've just got to tighten this until these bushings start to compress. And idea forming. What is that, like an 18? Yes, it is. Check this out. I can hold it stationary and we can ratchet the shock body itself, or I can go opposites on both tools and get twice as much speed. To do that. Almost there. We're getting some squishing action out of the bushings. As soon as they're compressed to a sufficient level, I think we'll be all set. A wee bit more. A little more. Almost, guys, almost. Woo! All right, that's good. Okie dokes, we are all set over here on the passenger side. Bushings are compressed. It's stable and secure. Let's go ahead, move over to the other side, wait for our cutoff wheels to arrive, and then we can chop this shock apart and get the new one installed. Okie dokes, I've got some metal cutting blades for the cutoff wheel. Let's get in there and chop this thing off so we can take it apart. We're gonna do that in super high speed, lightning fast motion because that's gonna take a little bit of time. So stand by, be right back. Gonna work. I don't have enough depth on this cutter right here. It's not gonna happen. I need to think something else here to get this apart. Ruh-roh. Well, when destructive forces are necessary, no holding back, I suppose. This might work. I hope this might work. It should. Well, this is gonna get through it. That's for sure. Let's get at it from the other side now. There. Going back in. Well, it's not out yet, but it's closer than it was. If I bend it a bunch, it'll break off. There we go. Almost out. Almost. A little bit more in there. I'm gonna try to break that out with a pry bar. See if that works. Ramming speed. Loud noise. Hey, that's not out yet. More metal removal. Nope. Yep. Come on. Why? It's like it's almost out of there. More grinding. There's just not enough metal removed and that thing is still attached to the stud. More. Got it, finally. Stupid thing. Got it, it's out. Hooray! That was fun. All right, so that stud up there is pretty hot. I'm gonna go in with some needle noses here, get a hold of it. We're gonna pull that guy out. Or I'm gonna drop it and not pull it out. And I dropped it. Okay, fine, I can reach it like over here from the back, I guess. There it is. Got it pulled out. That's my ground off. Stupid shock absorber. Hooray! All right, guys, now we're getting somewhere. I've got the new shock right here. Let's squeeze that thing down, get it onto the stud on the radius arm. I have its nut right here. We'll thread that on and then we'll go down below and torque it later. For now, we need to get the ratchet strap, pull this axle assembly up, get the spring back in and whatnot. We'll get this in position, then we can bolt that in from the top side. All right, coil spring coming back in. Let's see how this was supposed to go. I think that went under. What direction was this pointed? Stay over there, shock. I think it went right here. I think. Nope, it went It went like that. That's how it went. Now I know. Let's see. That's gonna go up and hook in, and then loop up and around, and then the bolt goes in. That's how that's supposed to go. This is gonna be hard. There. Now where's my bolt? There it is. Don't fall out. Stay right where you're supposed to be. And it fell out. Take two. Trying again. Come here. There. Got her. Show it is back it up some and bust out the ratchet strap. Okay. Let's get that guy hooked on. Down below, we'll loop it over one of the studs, pull her tight. There we go. Fit the shock into its little hole right here. Go on, shock. That went up a little too far. There. Okay, shock's in. We'll ratchet it tight and draw the assembly up. There we go. Oh, looky here, I failed. The spring is not over its little seat right there. Let's see if I can't just push it back. Sketch-o-matic. King, got it. Now we continue going back up, all the way up, until it smashes that bushing some. There. That is good. It is in position. So I'm reaching around. Let's get our other grommet on there. You guys can't see what I'm doing. I recovered the nut off of the stud that we cut off. I put it in the vise and just impact gunned the thing off. It came off no problem. Threads are clean. No damage to the retainer nut. So I have to reuse that component right there, which that's okay. Let's get that thing started. We'll tighten it down with a 1/4 inch. And then we can get this thing back on the ground. Okay, 15 millimeter, 1/4 inch drive deep well coming in. And we need a shallow now. For some reason there's no space on that like we had on the other side. Okay, yeah, let's try it with the shallow. It's actually a medium, not a shallow. And that's not working. I can't get it over the nut. Maybe I can. It's over it, but kind of like sideways. It's not fully engaged. But it's enough to get it started. There. Okay, we're doing the shock spinning thing again. Let me get the wrench. All right, here, let's get this thing tight. And then we can go down below and get that bottom nut that's on the radius arm tight. And I think we're gonna be in good shape here. Run her down. Now we're not gonna fully smash these bushings. We don't wanna do that because they'll just tear and squish themselves out. But we do wanna make sure they do get some compression to them. That way the whole assembly doesn't bounce around before the absorption capabilities of the actual shock absorber can take over. So if that thing's all loose, then the shock can't really do its job properly. I mean, it'll still work, but it'll be very inefficient. That's not okay. I think that's getting pretty good. A little more. I see it starting to squish. Woo, getting noodly arm. Switch arms here. I think that's all she wrote. Very good. All right, let's go back down below, under and around. We can get that last nut tight, and we'll be nearing the conclusion of this repair. Okay, down below, raw, one more fastener down here to get a hold of. Is that the right, yeah, that's the right tool. There we go, let's get this last one tight. There we go, how about some light on the subject? That helps. I put a light on my camera for the hard to see places. It squeaks, so you know it's good. And squeaky click. All right, good to go. Shocks are installed. Now I can pull off the ratchet straps here and let this thing go back to a resting position. Now, yes, I am aware that if I take this ratchet strap and push it all the way forward, it will unlock. But if I do that, the entire thing will just relieve tension at one point. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push it up, and as I push it up to take it off the latches, I'm gonna pull this latch down and then slowly let it release. Just one tooth at a time. There we go. It's more of a controlled release rather than the instant snap release like most folks do. I only mention that because I've been scolded for not just opening it up and letting it just unwind all willy-nilly like. Anyway, circumnavigating yet again. We'll repeat right over here. One notch. Oh, that's tight. One notch at a time. There we go. All set. Beautiful. All right, we're in really good shape. Let's get the wheels tossed back on this thing and get her back on the ground. Well, I mean, I don't know if we're in really good shape, but we're in better shape than these tires are, I can tell you that. Much better shape than the tires. See, the problem with tires is folks think that if they have tread, they have good tires. And you can have a lot of tread, loud noises. You can have a lot of tread. Gosh, she's like, what? Don't put me on the internets. Do what? No, you're fine, go for it. Anyway, people think if they got good tread, they have good tires, but clearly we can see that good tread does not mean good tires. Clearly. Very clearly. Crystal clearly. Abundantly clear. Transparent. All right, impact coming in. Go move the other side. Finalized circumnavigation. There we go. Oh, one more coming in. Heavy. Got it. Spinning on the nuts. Spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. Got it. All right, a little bit of torque wrench action. We'll get the hubcaps back on, get this thing out of the shop. Fan coming down. Alrighty, let's hop back in this beast and get her on out of the shop. The service visit on this particular van is complete. Starting the engine. We have serviced the engine oil. We installed a replacement ignition lock cylinder because it was using a screwdriver to start. We got it running once upon a time. We put an ECM inside this truck. Horn doesn't work, no worries. Fix that one day too. So that being said, I do believe that the shock absorber operation is going to bring this particular video to a finalized conclusion. That being said, as always, I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. Certainly hope you enjoyed this video. If in fact you did enjoy this video, please feel free to let me know about that by tapping that like button down below. Drop me a comment or two while you're down there. And most importantly, do not forget to have yourselves a great day. See you guys later. Into van, into day, into job, into shock absorbers, into video. End of parking lot. I'm running out of spaces. We'll hide this thing over here on the other side of the Doge in front of the burnt down tow truck. That'll work. Yeah, there she is. That's the burnt down truck. It's a broken. It's very broken. There we go. Parking Ziato. Windows up. Finalized. Powering down. Give it back. Aha!